You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
First of all, I truly believe, this is just my theory, but I believe that, don't look at me like that, Roland.
I'm just looking at you.
He's like, he gave me the rock look.
I'm just looking at you.
But
everybody in there.
I believe that she made a deal with Joe Biden because I just don't understand why she would drop out right now. It just doesn't make sense to me.
The
deadline
deadline to remove your name from the California ballot is December 26th. Right. Monique.
There's some calculus. I don't think it's that. But to your point about Jackson staying in the race, that to me goes into what I started out saying. Black people, if you want to see a black person on stage, then black people money is required for a black person to be on stage. Because how did Reverend Jackson stay in the race? I mean, there were millionaires.
Churches.
There were churches, but there were millionaires giving
FEC
planes.
Yeah.
There were millionaires, right? Letting them. I'm sure I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
There were people writing checks, big ones, because it was important to them that he stay in. And I don't think that people adequately or accurately assessed the real danger of her finishing now, nor, in my mind, did they understand her level of integrity, that even though she had staff that would have stayed on volunteering, she wasn't going to drag staff where she knew she couldn't see a way to pay them. I mean, she said in the donor call she would have had to come up with $5 million in the next 2 weeks to see a path forward, and that just was not what they thought was going to happen.
Risa, you mentioned the folks who were targeting her, asking about her black agenda, and some of these people, I see them on our YouTube channel, some other places, they're like, they say, yeah, but she said, they send out, so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something specific that's only going to benefit black people.
Right.
No, and so they're like, they're claiming victory. These ADOS people are claiming victory that Kamala Harris dropped out as if they're the reason for it happening.
Well,
and you've been battling them just a little bit over the last several months.
Well, and I actually debunked that specific clip because what she said before and after was that essentially, and this has been her message all along, which I agree with, is that when something benefits black people, it benefits America. So her point was, if you do something that benefits black America, you increase our GDP, that increases the GDP of the entire country. So what they did was they selectively edited that, which is what they do for many of the clips, to try to give a different portrayal than what her remarks really meant. And I appreciated that part of her campaign was really normalizing rather than otherizing African Americans. You know, a big thing came out of Essence Festival where they said, she got up there and she said, I want to talk about the economy. I want to talk about this. And her point was,
those are our issues.
Those are our issues. Yeah. And so a lot of her talking points or her comments have been weaponized to really pull the okie doke on us. Yeah. You know, we've been bamboozled, and so many of us, like you said, people are cheering. And I saw a tweet that said, woke Twitter is so woke that we don't have any more black people in the race.
Yeah.
We still have Cory Booker, let me be clear, Senator Cory Booker. But you don't know what you got until it's gone. And people didn't really appreciate what Senator Kamala Harris represented, that she is a trailblazing black woman trying to do the impossible. And now that voice is not going to be represented, then now it's like, oh crap, what did we do?
I'm sorry.
And people don't understand how hard it is for black women to manage anything. Like, it's not until you sit in the seat of a black woman and have to tell a white counterpart what to do, have to have a staff that's reporting to you, that you see how much of an objection there really is. And it can be from our own folks. It's not just an external thing. I mean, as a black woman trying to aspire to be that which God made you to be, you got your grandmother saying, oh, baby, but the world might not be ready for that right now. Don't go too high too fast. And then you have some in fear. Like, I mean, it's a lot of us who prayed the entire 8 years of the Obama presidency because we were scared to death that what they were going to try to do is kill our first black president. And so black women, for all of the power, if you trace the roots of this country, have been the scourge upon which this country was built. And so I don't let anybody try to compete with me for what it means to be a Black American woman.
Scott, final point.
That's all true. That's all true. I agree. Except one problem. She's the candidate. She picks the staff. She picks the managers. And if there was discourse or there was a problem with the staffing and leadership and decisions, let's be fair. Now, she got to take some responsibility for this. Listen, I
didn't mean that. I wasn't talking about her sister or her brother-in-law. I meant seeing a Black woman as a boss. I meant the way the public conceives.
Thank you for interrupting me a second time. I only interrupted you one time.
That's not what I meant.
Anyway, she's got to take some responsibility. There is no campaign out here that is not flawed. It is hard running a presidential race, let alone a local race, and winning, right? So there are no perfect campaigns. Whoever wins didn't run a perfect campaign. And so I understand what my colleagues are saying up here. But at the same time, we got to get back to the base level that we're running a campaign. This is a big deal. You're running for the President of the United States, right? And everything we say and our disappointment may be relevant, probative, and material, but it's not dispositive. And what's dispositive is the 3% and lower in the polling, whether you like the polling or not. She wasn't moving when she was at 10 or 15%, and then she started moving in the wrong direction. That wasn't caused by any outside sources or how she was covered. She wasn't connecting with the voters, and the Biden factor could not be overcome.
Jason.
Can I just say that, like, and I understand it, but I at the same time, I don't think that we need to mourn so hard, because I don't think she's disappeared from the national stage. Number one, she's going to be there for the impeachment hearings, which I think her presence is really important. Not that she wouldn't have been there, but now she's not encumbered by, having to campaign and
be there.
Yeah,
campaign and be there.
Right. Be back by Monday.
Right.
She's going to be laser focused, and we know that that's her wheelhouse right there. And I think that she is, an important presence there. Also, I think that she makes a lot of sense, whoever does become president, as well. For if it's Biden, I think she could very well be his running mate, or she could be Attorney General if we get a Democratic administration. So I think that, while I understand that people are upset, I think Kamala Harris has not disappeared from the national stage. She will be back.
Gracie.
Yes, Kamala Harris is certainly here to stay. She's a force to be reckoned with, and she has been a trailblazer her entire career. Where I do have some disappointment is I think that some people stood on the sidelines hoping that maybe they could be selected for VP or they can get a cabinet position. And I think and I said this in one of my videos, we're setting the precedent with how we allowed Kamala Harris to be treated, and she was mistreated in many ways. Even Secretary Julian Castro said this. People that didn't stand with her have made it that much harder for them the next time, because that means that's one less stumbling block that was knocked over that she could have knocked over. And I agree with her dropping out now, there's going to be less of an impact than if people had really rallied behind her, if for no other reason, just for the historical aspect of it, to make it that much easier for the names people like to throw out, like Stacey Abrams or, other people. Oh, I would support this Black woman, just not this Black woman. Well, that Black woman is going to have it just as hard next time, because we did not take the stand we needed to take with Senator Kamala Harris. So I'm proud of her. I salute her. She's certainly not going anywhere, but I think that we collectively missed an opportunity to set a strong message about Black women in leadership in this country.
Monique, final comment.
Right, and of course she'll be around, and I hope she tries again. I just, I'm annoyed by the Senate trial is her wheelhouse thing, because, the White House is her wheelhouse, the debate stage is her wheelhouse. She's got a lot of wheelhouses. So it's not that we're sending her back to where she's good at what she does, because she was the best of the candidates that were on the stage to do the job of being president of the United States. And that's why we're taking it hard today, Jason, because it's statements like that. She would be a great attorney general. Well, she passed up that job 8 years ago. So it's that, for me, we need to recognize when we have these opportunities that it is, just as Rishi said, much harder the next time if we don't break down some of these barriers within our own community, so that when we have real opportunities, we take advantage of them and throw our full faith and support behind it. I agree with everything Scott said about flawed campaigns, and I think that that is every campaign. So I don't have any bone whatsoever to pick with that. I just think that she got held to a different standard, and all of the metrics prove that.
And as, of course, word came out that she was dropping her campaign, her husband, Douglas Emhoff, dropped this on Twitter.
It was beautiful.
I've got you, as always. On that note, we'll end our segment. Thanks to all of our panelists for discussing Senator Kamala Harris dropping out of the presidential race. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, it's the holiday season. This is when you think about spending time with your family and friends. This is also when you count your blessings and support those less fortunate. This year, be a holiday hero and change someone's life forever. Right now, hundreds of thousands of Americans are sitting in jail without being convicted of a crime. Why? Because they lack the financial resources to pay their bail. Think about it. When you're arrested for any minor offense, you will be taken directly to jail. If you don't have bail money, you will stay there until a court date is scheduled. That could be days, weeks, or even months. Simply put, America's bail system is broken for people of color. And folks, freedom should be free. That's why the Ebony Foundation has partnered with the Bail Project and is sponsoring the Home by the Holiday campaign. The Bail Project has helped bail out thousands of people over the years, and with your help, they plan to bail out 1,000 people by New Year's Day. Now, how's that for a holiday gift? A donation from you today can change someone's life tomorrow. Now, folks, did you know people of color represent 50 to 90% of the jail population across the country? Without bail, nearly 90% of those charged with misdemeanors pled guilty. However, with paid bail, less than 2% receive a jail sentence. Sometimes justice just needs us. To be a holiday hero, you can donate $25, $50, or more to help the Ebony Foundation bring our brothers and sisters home by the holiday. To donate, go to homebytheholiday.com. It's homebytheholiday.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.